Good afternoon. I'd like to start by introducing myself and my team. My name is Tracy, and I was in charge of hardware. Luke was our circuit designer. Maria was in charge of hardware as well, and Juan was in charge of software. Now, there are plenty of devices on the market today that are energy efficient and make your home more energy efficient. But what if there was a system that instead of having to buy all new devices for your home and have the hassle of removing your old devices, and what if there was a system that could turn all of your current devices into energy efficient devices? And furthermore, what if this system didn't require rewiring your home and setting up wireless access points, things like that? What if you could just plug it in and it would work? Well, these were our goals while creating the IPDS, which stands for Intelligent Power Distribution System. This system consists of a control unit that communicates to power strips, and these power strips come equipped with motion sensing devices and power usage monitoring. These devices, the user can decide what devices they want to control. They can plug them into the strips to become energy efficient, or they can plug them directly into the wall, and you don't have to worry about things like your refrigerator shutting off. The best thing about our device, though, is that it uses power line communication. So there's no extra wires to configure. There's no wireless access points to configure. Your home is pre-equipped for this system. Another great thing about our system is that the chip is reprogrammable, and this is great for two reasons. The first is that the user can, if they choose, configure their control system. So if they want to set the motion on a longer timer or a shorter timer, they can decide how the motion sensing works. And they can decide what features to shut off, what features to turn on. So really the system itself works exactly as the user wants it to work. This is also great because for further development, we can create a system that will have future features that can add more energy efficiency later on down the road, which in turn allows for the user to save more money on energy and also on brand new devices. This also makes the world a greener place, which is really what we're striving for today. Thank you, and I'll turn it over for questions.
So for somebody who missed your springtime presentation, if you could tell me how does this work make my refrigerator more efficient, and what's the motion sensing for?
Basically, for this device, probably wouldn't be something you would want to use on your refrigerator because it's designed to shut off power when it's not in use. Mm-hmm. So you might use this system more for lamps that you leave on, or things like cell phone chargers or curling irons, any of that sort of stuff that you leave plugged in and you might leave on, or stuff that is consuming power without you knowing it. And it can sense motion if you choose. It can monitor the power usage, so if your cell phone is not currently charging, it can shut that power off. Yes.
Supposing you have an extension strip and you connect multiple devices, how are you going to work with that?
I'm sorry, repeat.
I have multiple devices, let's say a TV, a DVR,
On the power strip.
a Blu-ray player, a whole variety of things
Mm-hmm.
that are connected to an extension strip, and the extension strip is plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
How would you control those things? Each one of the devices separately?
Currently, our device controls the plug strip itself. So each individual device correct me if I'm wrong, but each individual device would not be controlled on the power strip. So if you wanted them to be controlled separately, you'd probably want to use a different power strip. Now that could be something that could be implemented in the future.
Okay.
Like I said, the chip is reconfigurable, and the possibilities are endless.
Did you guys build your own PCBs?
Yes.
So who did all the PCB design work?
I did.
And can you just explain what you're showing there?
Right here is the controller. This one just has an RS-232 interface and is connected
particular one, and it allows us to communicate with the plug strip. The plug strip itself has a header for the motion sensor, so that in the future we can probably just move it around the room, so on and so forth. And then, of course, it also includes the relay interface, which turns the strip on and off, and then it includes the power sense resistor.
So you've got high voltage and low voltage on the same board, so how did you deal with that?
Actually, I isolated the high voltage side from the low voltage side in order to avoid, signal integrity issues at this point. Obviously you wouldn't want to touch it, and that's why I had the flex in covering those parts of the board.
Do you have any heat issues in here?
No, actually, I put in heat release bits in the PCB, particularly with the linear regulators that I use. But other than that, no, we haven't had any. They work pretty reliable.
So this one retrofit to your power system?
It retrofits to the existing power system. Can you go and install it already? Can you put it in your, I guess, home after your home is already built, I guess?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
And when you say power saving, what kind of saving are we talking about?
Right now, the savings are probably not up to what would be feasible economically, but eventually with more features added, the power savings could increase a lot and drive the cost down for the user.
If I could ask, what was the single biggest task that you had to overcome? Knowing now the solution you have, you had to go back to the very beginning of Senior Design 1 that you would do differently.
Our biggest problem was probably the programming, just because we're all double E's, and we probably would have anticipated the programming task earlier on. We were able to get the programming done, but it was a difficult task.
I asked for the four of you, what was your freshman programming experience? Was it in C or Java or?
I took C and Java, I don't really.
Yeah, both C and Java.
Is there an easy way to set the sensitivity of your motion sensor to low, mid, high sensitivity or something like that?
That kind of model, it's just a off-the-shelf component.
Tracy, who did what, the four of you? Maybe you said that and I missed it.
Me and Maria were in charge of the hardware. Luke was pretty much the brains behind the whole design, and Juan was in charge of programming. We really all helped each other, but those were the tasks that we led and managed.
So the one got the hard task because all
He did,
those
but
are
he got a
easy.
lot of he had help.
I know that Luke is a licensed electrician, so did you take advantage of that?
Definitely, we did.
Okay.
Thank you very much.